and welcome to the Basics of Budgeting. This is a presentation created by Steve Zupin and myself, Whitney Holston. So first, what is a budget? A budget is a plan you write down to decide how to spend your money each month. A budget helps you make sure you have enough money every month. Without a budget, you may run out of money before your next paycheck. A budget shows you how much money you make and how you spend your money. Why do I want a budget? A budget helps you decide what you must spend your money on, such as rent, mortgage, utilities, medical bills, etc. A budget also helps you decide if you can spend less money on some things and more money on other things. For example, your budget may show that you spend $100 on clothes each month. You may decide to cut back and start spending $50 on clothes versus $100. If you cut back, you end up with a remaining $50 that you could use to potentially pay off debt, bills, or even to add to your savings account. Here are 3 types of budgets. Number 1, the traditional budget. In the traditional budget, you list your income and your expenses, and you find the difference. And hopefully the income that's being brought in is more than the expenses or what you're spending. You then set goals for how much you want to spend in each category, such as groceries, gas, and entertainment. Other categories may be healthcare or travel. This is a great budget for people who are detailed-oriented and have more time. Number 2, the 50-30-20 budget. In the 50-30-20 budget, you break down your expenses into 3 categories: needs, wants, and savings. 50% of your take-home pay should go to needs such as bills, rent, utilities. 30% should go to your wants such as going to the movies or getting ice cream. And 20% should go towards your savings. Sometimes it's difficult to differentiate between your wants and your needs. Needs include only your vital necessities. You might think that groceries are a need, but sometimes you may be buying things at the grocery store that would be considered wants. For example, fruits and vegetables are a need because they're important for your health, while Oreo cookies are a want. Also, snacks and sweets tend to be expensive. Lastly, the 80-20 budget. 80% is spent freely on your wants and needs, while 20% goes towards your savings. You can also modify the budget where 70% is spent freely and 20 or 30% goes towards savings, or even 60-40. The 80-20 budget is good for people who have already been able to differentiate between their wants and needs.
There are several common mistakes that people make when developing budgets. This is regardless of what type of budgeting plan that you utilize. One of the important questions to ask yourself is, why are you budgeting? What is the purpose of your budgeting? It is important to have clear goals regarding your money. When the goal is easy to understand and is important to you, the odds of achieving your money goal will greatly increase. Do not let other people dictate what your money goals should be. For example, some people tell me that I should be saving for a house. I have no interest in living in a house when I can live in an apartment. A house does not make sense for me because I do not want to worry about repairs or cutting the grass. Make sure that your goals are your goals. Budgeting is a lot like an exercise plan. You may make an exercise plan to do 200 push-ups a day for a month, Once you start the plan, you begin to realize that 200 push-ups is a lot of push-ups to do. Your arms begin to get sore, and at the end of day 2, you quit the goal altogether. This is a lot like budgeting. It is easy to make unrealistic goals. You may think that eating only oatmeal for lunch and dinner for a month will save you a bunch of money. But like doing 200 push-ups a day is a lot more challenging than it appears to be. It is important to when making a budget, to make sure that your budget is realistic. Adjust your budget if you have to, and it can still work. Do not quit your budget altogether. Expenses change throughout the year. For example, let's say you made a budget during the spring. You're trying to figure out how much money you spend on electricity. You see the average cost for the past 3 months for electricity is $30. So you make a budget that you spend $30 on electricity. A few months later, it is 109 degrees out and you have your air conditioning running constantly. Your electricity bill is now $230. This is a very realistic reason why a lot of well put together budgets do not work. It is important to look at your expenses and think about reasons why they may change throughout the year. Another area that expenses may change is during the summer. You may plan a summer vacation that you like to go on, and that will change your dynamics of your budget. Surprises are a budget killer, and that is why it's important to budget for them. Surprise, you lost your job. Surprise, you lost your bus card. Surprise, you are invited to a wedding and now have to purchase a gift. Surprises in life and budgets can be a good or bad, but they are always costly. Make sure that you have enough in your budget that you can absorb the cost of the guaranteed surprises that are waiting in your future. Sometimes being too stringent with a budget can set you up to not succeed in keeping a budget. If you underspend in one category, feel free to move that money into another area. This will make budgeting more seem as a game, and it will be easier to stick to. Allow yourself to be flexible. It is easy to be confused about what you actually spend. It is easy to underestimate actual costs of doing something. For example, if you spend $11 on a pack of cigarettes and you smoke 2 packs a week, you will spend $1,144 a year. By the way, if you are smoking and are interested in quitting, contact your HHC office for help. The important thing to remember is to really know what you are spending each month. Take a look at your bank statements and make a good system to track expenses where you can be best prepared to make a budget. It is extremely hard to make a good budget when you do not have a true understanding of your expenses. Budgets should be made with your net income and not your gross income. The difference between net income and gross income is that gross income is the amount of money you make before things such as taxes, child support, and garnishment are taken out of your check. Net income is the amount of money that you actually bring home. A lot of people actually calculate the net monthly income wrong. Let's say a person gets paid $100 a week. They may figure that their monthly income is $400 due to 4 weeks in a month times $100. This is actually wrong. To figure out your monthly income for a person who gets $100 a week, you should take 100 times 52 weeks in a year and divide that number by 12. The correct answer for how much does a person make a month who gets paid $100 a week is actually $433.33 a month, not $400. Since most budgets are a monthly budget, it is important to know the amount of money you make per month. Another huge mistake the world makes when making a budget is failing to watch How to Live Cheap in Chicago, the YouTube video that Whitney and I made. Using the helpful tactics discussed in this video will help you cut costs and make your budget more successful. The last point is to make sure that everyone in your household is on board to make your budget a success. This also includes friends and family. Make sure that you are consistent with your budget no matter who you are around.
The end. Please leave comments if you have questions. If you would like more help with budgeting, contact your HHCD office. Your HHCD office has a variety of financial literacy tools to assist you with reaching your financial goals. For additional information on budgeting, check out www.consumer.gov articles Making a Budget. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.